This is your TFC HQ presented by Kia, and I am Gareth Wheeler, and we're looking ahead to Saturday's massive clash in Chicago against the Fire, but it's been an eventful week here at the Kia training ground. Let's start off with the good news. Congratulations goes out to Justin Morrow. He is your Alcatel MLS Player of the Week, scoring a brace in last weekend's 4-1 victory over the Portland Timbers. Morrow's been sensational all season long, getting forward, scoring 5 goals as a defender. That's top in that category in terms of defenders across MLS, and he was a big part of that convincing victory at home last weekend. Also in the MLS Team of the Week are Marky Delgado, coming off scoring his second goal of the season. Thought he was very good in the second 45 minutes of play. And head coach Greg Vanney, the Greg father, the manager, continuing to get the job done, leading Toronto FC across the way. TFC, not only last week, but really on the season. They had the most points in MLS on 47, 4 points better than anyone else. They've scored more goals than any other team in MLS and have conceded the second fewest goals in the league. So things are trending in the right direction. More good news for Toronto FC. Steven Beitashour, he is off the injury report that he suffered a lacerated pancreas June 27th in the Canadian Championship final against the Montreal Impact. Whether or not he plays this weekend in Chicago, that remains to be seen. But the great news is that Beitashour is on the verge of recovery and will be available for selection this weekend.
Right now, the priority is just to get him fit, make sure that when he steps on the field that he's not a risk to pull something or anything like that, he's ready to go.
Beitashour's return comes at a very good time for Toronto FC, as defender Nick Hagglund's now out for the next 6 to 8 weeks after suffering an MCL sprain last weekend against Portland. He re-injured that left knee, an injury that kept him on the shelf for an extended period earlier this year. So Hagglund's out. Drew Moore, although returns to the team after him and his wife welcomed a new son into the world. Congratulations. And we welcome Ryan Andrew to the Toronto FC family. It's a big game against the Chicago Fire. It's been billed for weeks as a top-of-the-table clash. However, Chicago's really struggled, including losing Wednesday night 3-0 at Montreal to the Impact. In fact, the Chicago Fire's only won 1 of their last 6 games and are going in the wrong direction. They've suffered a number of significant injuries across their back line and continue to concede goals. They've given up 3 goals in their last 3 losses. So this is an area where really Toronto FC can take advantage. And we're speaking about newcomers into MLS. Nemanja Nikolic set MLS on fire out of the gate, scoring 16 goals in the early stages of this MLS season. He's gone cold, however, not scoring in his previous 6 games. And when you can compare the hype that he's receiving to the lack of hype that Toronto FC's own newcomer in Victor Vasquez has been receiving, it just seems inequitable, because Vasquez has been full value and arguably the most important and best newcomer in all of MLS. Yes, he may not have the 16 goals, but the 5 goals, 10 assists, and what he's meant for the best team in MLS, he's been invaluable for the Reds thus far this season. So while Vasquez doesn't get the hype externally, internally, the team knows how important he has been.
For us, Victor is one of the guys who really sets up our attacks, and so both guys have a different impact on their teams, but both very important to the overall result at the end of the day.
Over 300 Toronto FC supporters are making the trip to Chicago this weekend. They'll be on hand Saturday night. If you're not going to be in Chicago, you can watch on TSN at 8 p.m. kickoff and listen on TSN 1050.